Bicycles in Japan. One of the first things that foreigners arriving in Japan are often surprised by are the vast number of bicycles that can be seen careening through the city streets and sidewalks. Almost everyone, from grandmothers to well-dressed businessmen on their way to the office, use a bicycle as a form of mainstream transportation. Whether employed for picking up the children from preschool, pedaling to the nearest train station, or commuting to work or university, the bicycle has become an integral part of Japanese society. Even the police, who can often be seen making nightly rounds on bicycles, prefer them in regard to navigating the narrow network of streets that comprise most Japanese cities and towns. These two-wheelers are indeed everywhere, and to such an extent that huge parking areas near most shopping centers and railway stations are dedicated solely to accommodating bicycles. Despite their convenience and appeal as a cheap form of transportation, they are also a major annoyance and possible physical threat to those riders and pedestrians who fail to learn the rules of the road. Those rules being, there are no rules of the road. In theory, bicycles by law are to be ridden only on city streets and not sidewalks, except when signs indicate otherwise. In reality, however, this regulation is entirely ignored by everyone. More times than I care to remember, I found myself jumping out of the way of some overzealous cyclists who decided that the path of least resistance would be to run directly over me, or felt the sudden swoosh of air touch my arm as a crazed biker appearing out of nowhere like some invisible phantom in the night sped manically by from behind as I sauntered home. In spite of these pitfalls, the bicycle in Japan, for better or worse, is here to stay. And as the saying goes, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. For those of you considering purchasing one upon arriving, you'll be pleased to know they're quite inexpensive, the average cost running around 10,000 yen, and used ones are available for even less. The most common bicycles for everyday use are typically one-speed models with steel frames, which include a kickstand, generator lights, fenders, caliper front brake and disc rear brake, and a steel mesh basket which is attached to the handlebars for carrying groceries and other items.